Well, Saturday, you know what that means? Rain. So we are at our 13th consecutive Saturday with rain. We started out real gray this morning and we were able to get in some work. We brought the excavator in, so we've been working behind the nature lab doing some excavating, and then the rain got us, and what Shiloh was able to really do, even though we're using gravel and stone, is he's able to seal what he's working on, and basically got the compactor out there, compacted it down. So really the rain didn't set us back on what we've already done, just cuts into the time a little bit. So then what they did is they moved inside, and we had Shiloh and Matt and Thomas, and they were inside working on our fire pumper. And what our fire pumper is, we have a wire trailer with a 500-gallon tank mounted to it and a pump. And it's a multi-purpose thing. We can put out a fire, obviously with it. We can use it to water areas if we have to. Let's just say we go through a period of time where we're not getting rain. We can add some supplemental water to our fields of what we've got going on. So that'll be here for that. A lot of stuff that we can do, even bringing it around to really bring water for water buckets at campsites when they're burning. And big piece of it is it's actually set up to gravity feed down to the cattle. And it's something that we're going to talk about at Cow Camp, is really creating these various water systems, because we have plenty of water sources here, but they might not always be in the location that we need. So this is creating that. Now let's get back to the rain. And yep, inconvenience. If we were going boating today, no fun right there. Going out for a motorcycle ride. In fact, we had a couple people go riding by the camp in the rain. Boy, I felt bad for them. It's not good for that. It is great for our soil and our trees and our plants and our grass and stuff like that. So 3/4 of an inch of rain today. When you get 30,000 gallons per acre, is what an inch of rain will equal. So that 3/4 of an inch, that's 23,000 gallons of water per acre. I want you to think of that. Basically 1,000-acre camp, we got a ton of water. Now in our fields, as our soil health is increasing, as we've worked on the drainage and everything else, we're really capturing that there. So that 8-acre field, just the one that's right down from me here, the Thunderbird pasture, basically saw close to, if I do the math, 23,000 gallons per acre over 8 acres. So it's like having 8/4. If I do the math that way, that's 200,000 gallons. 200,000 gallons of water. So if we can capture it and we can store it in the soil, in the earth, what that actually does is it's really helpful, unless you're mowing, because when you get moist soil and then the sun comes out, which it's going to do tomorrow, it's just going to pop. And it's really going to grow, and you've probably seen this maybe at your own house. But it allows it to store it in there, so when we get some not favorable rain conditions, almost like a drought, we can work our way through that. So when they talk about a drought, they're always looking at groundwater and what the water table is. But for us and for farmers and stuff like that, the real farmers, not just us who like to play it, having that moisture in your soil is going to help your crops grow. If you're actually growing crops, things like rainfall shortage don't bother you as much as they would if you didn't have that moisture in there. So when your soil's compacted, then you don't capture it. Now, last time we tested out there, we're able to go down about 10 inches before we really run into that compaction in the soil, which is a huge improvement from where we were. So it's pretty exciting where we are. Again, these are more of the things that we're going to talk about when we do our cow camp. And just during the month of July for everybody, water, it's so important, and we get it all the time. We just have to capture it and collect it. And if you think about it, if you've been up here and you've watched the ponds, they don't capture it, right? We've got the dam and the spillway, so the water lands on Adams Pond. 28 acres of Adams Pond, 7 million gallons of water today fell on Adams Pond. Do you know how much of it stayed in the Adams Pond? None of it, because it's going to flow over the spillway. It's going to work its way down into Goose Pond. It'll work its way down and it'll keep moving out because you really can't retain it there unless we were to raise the dam. And then that creates some other issues for us. So we leave the dam where it is, we catch it and it allows it to go on. Now, doesn't mean it goes to waste. As that water moves between the two ponds, we see the wildlife working their way to it in the stream, the connecting stream between the two. So it all gets used. We see it up here in the field where there's some water moving, and you can see the deer. When I go out on my walk in the morning, I'm always seeing deer near any of the little runoff streams that are heading to the ponds. It's really kind of cool. But anyway, that's enough for today. Again, Saturday, it's raining. It's an inconvenience, but it's really, rain is always needed. And it was a little heavy today. We've got a little bit of washout on some of the camp roads, but most of them are in good shape and they've held up. But we could deal with it and we can fix it because it's worth having the rain. All right? So if you get up here in July, we'll talk more about it. If not, come up here anytime. We can always talk about it. All right? And hope to see you sometime in the future up here at the store. Thanks.